Thanks for joining us. That's broadcast. All right, it's gonna be a little, not sure where this is gonna go. So I was gonna do a new of Anunnaki. Cayce in a while, and go to Atlantean spirit world. I think I mentioned that a little bit yesterday, and connected to Edgar Cayce. Maybe go into some of the Orion stuff here and there. So the spirit world. So I did a video about this that hasn't been released yet, but when that will be is another story. But it comes down to obviously the Atlanteans in different ways. But I believe they are, they're part of the seeding of our planet, and they might have messed up, or the world's kind of built to fail as it is. And I believe they integrated into our spirit world, and many have incarnated in here, and many have not. Actually, I might connect to some Atlantean energies. We'll see. Probably, yeah, we'll do some of that. I'm not sure how much they're going to talk about, but yeah, there's a darker side of the Atlanteans, and then there's a lighter side. But they're also connected to Orion too. There's Atlantean energies in Orion. Now, those, I think a lot of those went well. Obviously, ours is questionable. But the Atlanteans are part of the seeding of, they're usually the major, the ones that they understand spirit. To understand spirits for a soul to incarnate into a physical being. I know that sounds easy and all that, but I don't think it's that easy. Of course, the Anunnakis have warned, I believe the Atlanteans had more knowledge of it. Not that they seeded the whole planet and everything, others have their own ways of going about it, but if you get a soul to incarnate into a human, is what they mastered, you can say. So you can go about that however you want to look at it. It's kind of a big deal. And either way, we are going to a time, I believe that, we're going into a time of disclosure, and there's a version of it, if this is true, which I think it is. And what would that be? So I don't know if this is old news or new news, but they have, these things look futuristic for sure. They look like there's something out of a movie. And they said the logos and all that look pretty accurate to what you have here. So, yeah, this is the Northrop Grumman. This is the company that made the fighter jets. So, interesting. Yeah, there's a video on it. And this is real. This is not a movie. This is actually from the company that made the jets. So, yeah, looking for your disclosure. We're getting little pieces of it. Elon Musk is putting chips in people's brains, and you have fighter jets that look like they're from, the alien realities. So, RSIMSHard.com. For those who are new to all this, I have 5 sessions. Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. I'm on the 8th, a little bit for some. September 8th. So I'm just a little bit backed up on that, just a little bit. Not everybody's on that date. And same situation here. I have other channelers and healers I do recommend. That's right here. I'm going to show that. You want to sign up for the webinar, social network, grab it. And early access, and I have, yeah, Anunnaki stuff is there. It'll be made public eventually. I'm trying to figure out. I have to have energy to do any connect to all this stuff. It wasn't freaking half the time. So, all right, we're going to a new Anunnaki. I'm not sure where he's going to bring it, but I feel like it's a good energy. Interesting. And probably go into Atlanteans and then go into Edgar Cayce / Orion being. So, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. I'm a new greetings to you and your creativity, your understanding of reality, understanding of your selves as where you are heading. You are healing, yes, much of the third dimension, of course, as you know. Of many of you are begin to see much of the future more clearly. A future that, yeah, is not as a possibility. That doesn't mean you're going to see timelines and completely clear because that was never meant for that. You might see a fog, but you are, yes, more destined for now, in the now, in right now. As yes, the past will, you're looking for the past, you can find it right in front of you sometimes. As you wish to dig more into it, it will appear into your mind. This means also you're opening up the chakras, your crown chakra, because that's where much of it is. Of course, is much of it, but your crown carries a great deal of your past life information. Of course, many chakras do. Everybody accesses information differently. The Babylonian times, as you are part of a Babylon, your New York is a version of Babylon. Your Statue of Liberty, it is giving you a Babylonian vibrations of. Yes, you're not in Kansas anymore. Not that you ever were, but the rebuilding of Camelot, or a version of Camelot, is your New York City for a building of what you are today. Yes, the futuristic cities, but also the knowledge is not necessarily in the books because it's now going to be within you. As yes, your books might become obsolete. Not necessarily, but more of the book within you are going to start to awaken. As yes, your new earth is all about remembering yourselves on a new level. As your Anunnaki selves will come through. If you like us or not. As we are not perfect beings, we have been seen as the villain, but there's other beings that are far worse than we would ever be. As you're learning from the Orion structures, as yes, they are your fathers of your planet, you can say. Those that control the world are your parents, you can say. So yes, there's an Anunnaki influence, yes, but the parents of your planet aren't always likable. But do you like your parents either? Some people don't like their parents. They go through a great deal of agony, but look at the growth that comes out of it. And that's what you're going through today. As you have Orion families that are, yes, oppressing your society, but is making a better version of you now, isn't it? Yes, there's, of course, a lot of difficulties, but of course, parents do the same thing. You want 5 cents to go play video games, they say no. It's the same thing. You want money to pay your rent, and your parents say no. Screw you. So you are here to learn from your parent energies of you're facing them, meaning facing your Illuminati is basically where this all comes down to. And of course, parenting is never easy, especially you're parenting a planet. And yes, the parents are showing their darker sides, but also they feel like they're doing what's best for your society. But you are here to you see their faults. You're here to heal their faults. Not to say you're better than them, but also you are becoming a better you to see the uglier side of them. But to heal them instead of to fight them. And as you know, some parents, they aren't going to change anytime soon. But that helps you change. But the more you become more aware of your situation on this planet, the more of your Illuminati will be seen. They are already trickling out here and there, aren't they? Now, who's going to win? Are you going to win? How about an understanding first And is there a reason for anyone to win? I mean, yes, you want to win, we understand, but isn't you want to heal the earth instead of win the earth? Heal humanity instead of win the fourth dimension? And that's what's most important at this time, as many of you know. And yes, many of alien energies were not strong enough as the forces took over this earth. Yes, there's Anunnaki influence, but we're not always one running your show. We have influences, but doesn't mean that we're the ones that are controlling your everyday life. And your elite do put themselves out there for you to figure them out, but you have to do it on a spiritual. It has to be done in a spiritual way. Physical is difficult. It will become physical, yes. But as you understand them spiritual, it will become much easier for you. Greetings to you. We are the Atlanteans. Yes, we are much part of your Father Earth energy, or your God Earth, of healing humanity, but also to recognize our faults. One thing about Atlantean being was to find its faults, as we were seem flawless in the beginning. But as your Earth was evolving, we found we were far from flawless. Well, we did have flaws, but you truly see our flaws in this world, and we're all experiencing it together. So, as spirit being, for us to understand you, yes, we have to incarnate into your world, yes, and go through hostilities, go through starvation, go through beatings, go through physical abuse, mental abuse, for us to become a better spirit energy to assist you. Yes, there are forces here to block you from your path or but that's not going to happen forever. Sometimes those blockages is why you're not feeling like you're connecting to spirit is for you to figure yourself out. Yes, we are assisting, you just don't hear us. It's figure out your plan here, your mission, your growth, and you can look at us negative or positive. Yes, we have our faults, and many of you see our faults much more clearly. Sometimes, yes, we have incarnated in your families before you did, and you say, man, this family's all messed up. It's your fault, isn't it? It's like, oh, well, yeah, of course, that's why I'm your guide, to guide you through it. It's not just one person's fault, it's usually many, but, yes, so many of your spirit guides come from your family lineage. Grandparents, great parents, and on, beings you've never even heard of. Great, yeah, you might find great. I think you understand. Some Indian guys are related to you through bloodline. So they knew where you were going to incarnate also. But sometimes they have to go through certain situations or be a certain person for you to be developed to who you are. So yes, there's family bloodlines already in line. So your bloodlines are set when this earth is going through its creation. So it all has to do with the bloodlines in the long run. Some of you feel. It's not the easiest thing to recognize on a physical level, but on a spiritual level, it become more clear. As you see, many of you are connected to the Incas, the Russians, because Russians played a big role in society building also. And they were also penalized for it too, because sometimes Russia became a little bit more advanced than it was necessarily supposed to. That's another reason why they've been going through the difficulties they're going through today. And also, much of the Arab world has been sometimes a little bit more advanced, and they go through difficulties too. Because some of them had the ability of bringing technologies in sooner than they were meant to be brought in. As some of you are tapping into energies to be downloaded, and some of you just find a way of creating creating inventions or bringing downloads that aren't necessarily needed for your society. Just yes. So, but many of you are ahead of your time as you are discovering. It's not so easy either. There's always a necessity for that, but also there's a penalty for being before your time, as meaning that it's hard to get along with everyone. So many of you that you're in an awakening state are way ahead of your time, and you're feeling the pain of it, but you know it's necessary. Going through the psychological abuse and mental abuse for it, but you know in the long run, yes, it's a mental war that's happening on your planet this time. Yeah, because shots are fired, but still the mental war is still the most sophisticated. But many of you are getting through it. That's all we have to say at this moment. But yes, our presence is of a spirit guide vibration, but not all of us. There's a lot of Buddhist energies, Asian energies, of course, that are involved too. But because sometimes having a different races of human around you gives you more of an understanding of how your world operates. Some of you can have 50 to even 100 guides around you. I think you have some idea of that. So when you're firing your guides, yes, but there's always more around. Of course. But we are learning from all of this. We sometimes we learn more than you do in an incarnation, which is very sometimes rare, but does occur. Some of you feel like you're incarnating here, not learning a damn thing. But your guides, a lot of times you're here just for your guides, for us to learn. Difficult, but you will be rewarded. Just remember that. Greetings to you. I'm Edgar Cayce. Greetings to you. The reason why I was brought to your planet is for healing, but I am also an Atlantean being, a Indian Atlantean being, with powers of the earth. That's why my healing ability was so strong. But yes, I was not exactly thinking. I was one of the more villainous beings in Atlantis during this dark age. I wasn't always like that. So that's one of the reasons why I lost my power. Because I was the one that's causing much of the difficulty on the world. But I was getting incarnated as your Cayce to give back. You are here to learn a great deal from our faults, our mistakes. As many of you are here, yes, from Atlantis, to here to right the wrongs. It goes much more into dealing with Atlantis, basically, yes, removing your elite system, which is also very connected to your pyramids of Egypt, as Egypt would transform as vibrations when the time is right. In due time, there will be a lot of disclosures there, but not just yet. A lot of findings that have not been found, just to let you know. Not everything has been found there. And it will be public when it is, which will cause a great awakening. Now, the time frame of that is not entirely clear. Because much has been hidden on purpose. But your pyramids play a big role in your next golden age of finding out of your true past. And once again, when I say it will be made public because they can't hide everything. Because many of you are not going to allow these things to be hidden anymore either. In the past, it made sense. You're going through a time of growth that was not necessarily for awakening. And it's a time of there's always going to be a time of growth. There's also a time of awakening, and you will feel, many of you probably started to feel the awakening. And sometimes the awakening can be very terrifying also. As you see your military upgrading their hardware, that can be a little bit intimidating, especially when you begin to connect with space. And it shows you also the alien environment is growing all around you. And you also normalize your phones, looking at your cell phone, you normalize alien tech right in front of you, or even as we speak. So it's all been normalized. And now you have enough tools here for your spiritual selves to be able to open up even more. And you're connecting much to the crystals of the planet. The crystallization of the planet also is the fourth dimension, as you call your new earth. Crystallization of society, humanity. Even as you do a healing ability, use crystallizing energies, just visualize it, crystallizing yourself. You want to heal yourself, crystallize yourself. Crystallize your family members, crystallize anybody, even politicians, crystallize them to protect them. And also heal the negativity. Even politicians you don't like, you crystallize them to send healing. Doesn't mean you're putting them in a cage or anything. You're just sending them energies. Because the crystal energies of your earth is a true vibration of the passage of the soul into the physical. The soul energies can pass through a crystal into reality that you call reality. The crystals are all playing a role in your matrix, as you call it, your reality. So, of course, you don't see many giant crystals around at this time. You see small ones with this. As you see more people using the crystal vibrations, it shows you're healing your reality on multiple levels. And now they've been used in the past, but I believe they're being used more than they ever have before. Using protection, but also helping as a guide, is a tool to awaken your world. So you have just the crystal skulls, any type of crystal energy is a connection to the spirit world. Of course, everything's connected to the spirit world, but crystal vibrations are medical tools, as some of you have realized. The protection tools. And that's where spirit truly, it's one way for the spirit to connect to your world in a neutral way. It can connect to any object you have, but crystal energies are truly a way of harmonizing your earth. And you, as you change, as you transform, you're allowing more of the crystal energies coming from the ground into your reality in due time. Also, crystallization of your waters, your oceans, and healing your wars. This is the new earth as you're speaking of. It is right in front of you. Yes, it's just not entirely clear. Those foes that have caused difficulty with you, yes, Orion energies are showing their power, but also, depending on who you are, you see they have a great amount of knowledge. Let's learn from them. So, doesn't mean you let your world get taken over, but you can say it was allowed to be shut down for the growth of the universe, not just yours. And many are have it criminal for the growth of the universe, but growth is very difficult. Souls that have gotten everything they want in the higher dimensions, Palladian, Syrian, wherever they are, sometimes have the hardest time growing within. So when you have a world that's shut down as this one is, you have to truly face yourselves. As many of you have and had success. Many of those in the third dimension that are living their daily lives normally, majority of them have not really faced themselves. They have. If you're seeing a psychiatrist, it shows you're facing yourself. If you're not, well, then you're not, probably. Or, of course, you can get married. That's another way of facing yourself. You have children. It's another way of facing yourself, too. But that's on a third dimensional way. It's just in people around you as a way of facing yourself, but it's not. Well, actually, children and family is one way of seeing. That's why so much darkness comes out of a family, is because they're clearing. Actually, they know what they're getting into. They know you might go crazy, or everybody's going to go crazy. That's kind of the point: is to release. So everyone signed up for it. Yes, you can have hell at a home, hell on earth, and just in the comforts of your own home. So it's a major release. Yes, in higher dimensions, yes, it is paradise, but there is still a lot to clear, and that's what makes this world the harmony that is. Yes, the world can be a nightmare, but also it can be a godsend. Also, you're warning through the darkness of the universe, and you can't exactly heal darkness because you need it for your own growth. Those that are higher dimensions don't always know how to release their darkness. Well, the beings that have this world on control know exactly how to do it. So you might be giving them medals, possibly, for helping you find yourselves. You might not see it now, but in the future you'll see, yeah, because I've grown and become a better being than I ever thought before. So they're just they're just teachers of the universe. And of course, this is a great deal. So as you're ready to see your teachers, you will see them. As you heal the victim as energies, as many of you are. Right. Blessings to you on your journeys here.